Hello, hola, and welcome everyone. So this is Stray Fox. I am back again because every day it's some new bullshit, and no doubt you've seen this video from countless other detractors already, but Phil is here on a whole new scheme, whatever you want to call it, to get even more money, and he's done something really stupid, and I'm sure you already know, but I'm gonna go over it anyway no matter what. So let's just dive right in. So hopefully this isn't quite a very long video this time, because I'm just doing this one video today for this one. So let's do it.
Hello everyone, Phil here, and this is not a good
Hi Phil, how are you doing?
video. This is not a video that I wanted to make. This is not a video that I planned on making, or I really hoped I never would have to make it. Right now, DSP Gaming is in grave jeopardy
Oh
of being shut down
no.
under completely illegal and false pretenses. It's not fair, because I've done absolutely
It's not.
nothing wrong
Oh my
whatsoever.
god! Right off the bat, not even a minute in, I've done nothing wrong. It's not fair. This isn't my fault. Oh Jesus!
But I'm being treated like I did because YouTube's copyright system is broken. We were all worried this was going to happen because, as you know, my haters, detractors, whatever you want to call them, recently have all been up in arms against me, claiming that they've been receiving tons and tons of false copyright strikes against their accounts in my name. Earlier this month, I made an entire series of stuff. I did a whole thread showing that I had talked to YouTube support about it. I then showed to everyone my YouTube claims page showing I haven't claimed any of these videos and showing you guys.
You did though. You claimed Raw DSP. You claimed Dark Dave Mirrors, and you claimed, who was the other one? I think it was Loophole. It showed you claimed those, Phil. So you didn't just, yo, I didn't claim anyone. No, you did. You really did.
I have nothing to do with it, okay? I didn't do it. I'm not doing this false claims system, and I know that apparently YouTube channels are getting suspended, shut down, whatever it may be because of it. It's not me doing it.
And another thing we gotta remember when he's doing this bullshit, right, is that he is the king of semantic. He'll oh, it's not a lie because technically I was correct in saying I didn't do it. I might have told one of my dumbass fanboys or one of my goons to go claim it. But me personally, the Dark Dave guy, I didn't do it. And I'm correct in saying I didn't do it because he did it. I mean, I might have told him to do it, but I didn't do it. You see what I'm saying? So we gotta, obviously no one believes him anyway, but we gotta keep that in mind as we go forward here, because he's the king of petty semantics. It doesn't matter, you still had someone do it. Someone is still doing it in your name, and you probably know who was doing it. And I know I've heard a few other people think that it's Superhound or someone else. They're striking down detractor channels with the rapid 3 strike things, but they're not gonna give Phil, I don't think this is gonna go anywhere. Maybe I'll wait and save that for the end, but it's I don't think this is gonna go anywhere. This person is playing both sides of the field and striking everyone, but I don't think they're gonna strike him 3 times. They're only gonna give him 2 strikes, make him sweat a little bit, maybe even in their mind they're helping Phil by giving him 2 strikes so he can come online and beg and get a bunch of sympathy donations from his dumbass fans. So he, the person who's doing that is probably thinking he's helping them by doing that, is my guess. But yeah.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do to help people because I'm not involved, okay? I did my best, my due diligence, and YouTube will not listen to me. So what's happened is in the last several weeks, my haters, detractors, and trolls have vowed to basically hurt me in some way through illegal means, because they know that legally there's nothing they can really do. So they're trying now to do whatever they can to hurt me, even though I did nothing to hurt them.
Keep this in mind too, really quick. He just said, oh, there's nothing legally we can do. There's nothing legally the detractors who had the channel stricken down can do. Legally. I'm sure we've all seen this video already. later on in the video, doesn't he talk about some bullshit about, oh, I gotta hire a lawyer and I'm gonna have to go to court and sue YouTube or sue the person to keep so my channel doesn't get stricken down? If the detractor, if like Snort Hogan or Duty like wanted to, they could probably sue, rightfully sue you, and probably win, I would guess. So yeah, there is something they could legally do, since you're supposedly gonna go about doing it the same way. Well, you claim you're gonna go about doing it the same way, but yeah. So shut the fuck up.
If you can believe it. If that sounds any kind of logic, I don't think so. But I was wondering what was going to happen, and it's been about 3 weeks since this whole thing started happening.
Also, it's my belief that like we said, this isn't an actual detractor doing this, because if this was an actual detractor doing this, they probably would have like done it right after they threatened him and he showed his claim history on YouTube. You remember that little video he did where he showed his claim history of like who he's struck down, and it showed that he struck down Raw DSP and Dark Dave Mears and everything like that. You see that? Like, remember that? Like, it would have happened like shortly right after that if he actually did, if it was a detractor that was doing it. It probably would have happened after like Snort Hogan threatened him or something like that. It probably would have been there. It wouldn't have been like 3 or 4 weeks after the fact, right? Like, why would they wait that long to do it? Plus, if it was a detractor, they would have done it 3 times and your channel would have been gone already by this point, Phil. So it's like, it would have been gone already if it was a detractor. This is obviously someone who is making you sweat a little bit, but they don't want your channel actually gone. So they're just like putting you in this slightly position. And like I said before, I fully believe it's someone playing both sides of the fence. They're fully striking down actual detractors with 3 strikes rapidly, bam, bam, bam. But for you, they don't want your channel to actually go away because they're still a fan of you, probably Super Hound. So they're just gonna give you 2 strikes, make you sweat a little bit, so you can beg online and get more money. That's probably what's happening here. I really don't think it's a detractor doing this. And it's like, well, he says like, oh, it's not the actual company. I don't think it's the actual company that owns Eminem. So Eminem song has a copyright for Eminem songs. I don't think it's the actual company either that's doing it, because they would have struck that down a lot earlier if that was the case too. So it's either like some third party, is my guess, or maybe one of his fans who's playing the fence a bit.
And nothing has really happened. And I was like, I guess maybe, I don't know, I got lucky, or maybe YouTube's system is good and isn't being fooled by whatever kind of malicious activity these people are trying to do against me. I don't know. Sadly today, I guess that luck ran out, because as of right now, this just happened during my late night stream. DSP Gaming received multiple copyright strikes. Okay? They are not valid whatsoever. All right? They're just not. What they are for music. What they're for is from the introduction to my podcast, the Level 1 Podcast. If you remember, I started calling my podcast the Level 1 Podcast around summertime last year, and within only a couple of weeks of having that podcast running, someone made an introduction for me. And it was me with the green screen kind of dancing around in front of it. It actually featured, I guess the comedian or former comedian Andy Dick.
I don't know why he calls it a podcast, because it's really not a podcast. We all know it's not a podcast. You know it's not a podcast. You are literally just taking like, people were complaining and bitching that your pre-streams are going too long, so you're like, you know what, fuck you, fuck my fans, I'm gonna make my pre-streams even longer, turn my camera on and talk to you, and I'm gonna make sure every single one of those pre-stream pre-streams are going to be 90 minutes long, and if I don't have anything to talk about for those 90 minutes, I'll open it up to Q&A, because fuck you guys, I want to play the least amount of actual video games I possibly can, so that's what I'm going to do. So it's like, it's such a bad idea anyway, but it's so obvious he wants to, like, avoid as much gameplay as possible, as much quote unquote work that he considers as possible.
Doing it, talking, and it basically played over what sounded like an instrumental and a spin-off of that Eminem song My Name Is, My name is Slim Darksea, right, is what it said as the lyric in there, with Andy Dick doing the lyrics or whatever. It's funny, people like it, and I've been using this intro ever since the summer of last year on my daily Level 1 podcast. Now, I must assure you, I looked into it when I got this intro. This intro does not use the Eminem song at all. It's not in there, okay? It's someone else's instrumental rendition of the Eminem song with things changed.
What's the percentage that you didn't look into Shaq's shit and just accepted it and used it straight away? There's no way you looked into it. And I'm sorry, it does sound just like the song. Like, it doesn't even look like they changed it up that much, honestly.
Changed around to the point where legally you couldn't argue it's the same song.
Yes, they can.
The song has been changed with
they
other
own that
and
beat.
And tweaks to it.
Haven't you seen, like, oh, what was that stupid song? Like, you got the Eminem Ice Ice Baby, and then you got that other song that the opening sounds just like it, and Ice Ice Baby, Vanilla Ice Ice came out afterwards, and I think he got sued by the other band because, like, it sounded so similar. I think that's the right song, but, like, this happens all the time, though. Like, one band will be like, this beat, this part of this beat in your song sounds too close to the beat of our song that came first, so we're suing you for the rights for this song because that's our beat. It's not the whole, they're not claiming the whole entire song as their song. They're just saying, hey, part of your song has this beat that is similar to our beat. We can't have that. We're suing you for the rights. And, like, if this actually is the company that holds the rights to Eminem, they could easily do that for here too, because it does sound just like their freaking song. Sorry, it does.
There's no way that you can argue that is the Eminem song.
Yes,
it's definitely
you can.
not.
It sounds just like
it's
it.
It's not. It's been transformed enough. It's not. All right. If someone were to try to say that's the song, they would have to go to a court of law and sue me to prove it. Which it's not. It's just, I've seen the original.
Yeah, they can do that.
It's not the Eminem song whatsoever. It's a completely different track made by somebody else. All right.
He's getting, like, normal. He's confusing normal copyright law with the. Basically, it's like, you know how, like, there's that disclaimer that a lot of trolls like to use, what's like, in accordance with copyright law, this is, like, labeled, like, section or file a number, and is thereby transformative work, whatever. Like, he's confusing that with the actual, like, copyright going to, like, a lawyer and, like, actually suing someone, like a band suing another band type of thing. I think there's a difference there somewhere. I'm not really that knowledgeable about the law, but I'm pretty sure there's a big difference between being transformative or not. Like, in one aspect, it doesn't matter if it's transformative. If it's still using even part of that song or something that sounds too similar to that song, it could still be struck for it. And it could probably still be granted for it. It doesn't matter if it's transformative or not, or at all, or not, you know? But then you got, like, trolls here and, like, totally transforming it enough to where it's like, you know what I mean? There's, like, a difference there. And I can't remember, but I know I've seen, like, a lot of, like, not just for Phil either. It's, like, for other people, like, doing a Chantel react or a Amber Lynn react. They'll have, like, a disclaimer on the front of in the beginning of the video claiming, like, oh, according to section whatever, you know?
So, I have used this intro all year, no problem, and the first 4 months of this new year, no problem. But now there is a problem, because whoever this is doing the false strikes in my name are shutting down their content, and now they feel like, I guess, they have to lash out against me, even though, again, shutting me down and my content doesn't fix the problem. It doesn't make your content come back. All it does is make me not be able to make content on DSP Gaming, and it means that essentially now there's no content to be had anywhere. You can't make fun of me because I can't make content. It doesn't make sense. So what you're doing makes no logical sense. So here's what happened.
It does make sense, Phil. It does. I can see it one of two ways, right? So I can see it as in, like, first of all, I'm pretty sure most of us are in agreement that it's not an actual detractor. But I love how he immediately just jumps on the train of it's a detractor. It has to be a detractor. I have no proof whatsoever that's an actual detractor. You just have like coincidence that like a couple weeks back, like someone threatened you, but there's no actual tying like Snort Hogan or whoever it was to this claim here. You have none, right? So you're just instantly assuming that it's a detractor that's doing this, even though you have no proof. But it makes sense. Like, okay, so suppose it was a detractor who did this to you, right? It's a detractor. They did this to you, whatever. I can see in my head they'd be like, well, my channel got taken down. I'm really pissed off about it. Fuck you, Phil. I'm gonna do these claims against you. Which, if they did, they would copyright strike you 3 times, not 2. But and I'm gonna fucking fuck your 15-year legacy or however many year legacy up, and your channel's going away. We all know, and he's gonna get into this later, but we all know he's not actually going away. He's still gonna stream. He has like 3 different like YouTube backup channels he could use. He still has his Twitch he can use. He could even make a whole new channel if he needed to. There's no way he's going away from the internet. We all know this. He's not going to stop making content because he needs that money. He won't be able to survive without that money. So he's going to do this no matter what. And none of us are stupid enough to think that he's actually going to go away. But for a second, let's actually imagine he actually did go away, right? He thinks he's so important that there's no other lolcows. There's no other people to react to. There's no Cyrax, King Cobra, Foodie Booty, Amberlyn Reed. There's so many different lolcows that we could make fun of, or not make, well, he considers them, you know what I mean? Troll, that we can troll, make videos on, criticize, restream, whatever you want to call it. Ralph, there's so many of them. Like, you're not the only one, Phil. You might be the biggest asshole of all of them, arguably, but you're not the only one. You're not the most important one either, honestly. Wings, there's so many. Boogie, the list goes on and on. You're not the only one. You're not the biggest one. You're not the most important one, Phil. Sorry, hate to break it to you. You're really not. So yeah, we'll always have content. We will. We'll always have some dumbass online to make fun of. You're not an exception to that rule, okay? You're really not. You're not anything special. Sorry, hate to break it to you. But if it was a detractor, which again, I don't think it was, but if it was, I can see them wanting to ruin your 15-year legacy and actually getting that one channel taken down, because we all know that's not going to stop you and you'll still stream anyway, but at least to get that stupid channel taken down so you would lose your subs and everything. I could see that happening, but again, I don't think a detractor even did it anyway. So
I received 2 claims claiming again that this song, the Eminem song, My Name is being used in those videos when it is not. In addition, I'm being told that there is a music group claiming it that actually don't own the songs. I looked into it. All of Eminem's music is owned or, have the rights. Universal Music Group. The claims are from another music group that don't have legal rights to the song. So not only is the track not actually present in the videos that are being hit with copyright strikes.
It is.
But in addition, the company that's issuing the strikes isn't the company that owns the legal rights to it.
Okay, so doesn't that show you right then and there that it's not a detractor doing it? I mean, I don't know what company. I don't think he actually tells us what the actual company is that's doing it. I say this, and then 5 seconds later he tells us the name. But I'm assuming it's an actual legit company and not just some front or some fake thing. It's not like slimshadyrecords.gmail.com or some bullshit, right? I'm assuming it's an actual company maybe somewhere or something. So doesn't that kind of show you unless it is just like a fake front thing that no one's ever heard of this company before or something like that. But like I'm assuming, like, doesn't that kind of tell you it's not a detractor thing? Then it's like another company trying to. I don't know, because we don't know the name of it, so we can't even look into it unless he actually tells us later on. I don't remember him telling us though.
So it's a double messed up situation. And the fact that YouTube is just granting these strikes without doing due diligence is absolutely positively preposterous.
Oh, now he cares. He didn't care before when Snore Burnell and Duty Streams and Super Crazy and all these people were being struck. Oh, it's just is what it is. I'm not doing it. Blah, blah. But now it's super preposterous, guys. Oh my god, the audacity of YouTube. This claim system is so fucked up when it's happening to me. Oh, you guys got struck? Well, fuck you guys. But it happened to me, so now it's really a huge deal. And it's a really bad thing that's happening because it's happening to me. Because he doesn't give a shit unless something does affect him. If something affects him, then he starts to care about it. But if it's not affecting him, he doesn't give a crap because he has no empathy for other people. He doesn't understand what other people are going through. You're feeling the same thing now. Like, well, not really, because your channel is not actually going anywhere. But if your channel actually got taken down fully and didn't go back up, you would be feeling the same thing that a lot of detractors were going through because of you, because of your little hired goons of like OIC and Superhound that fucking go after people on your behalf. You fuck.
They should never claim or never grant them. They should have someone who's competent, who issues the strikes, who reviews it for validity and says, well,
it's all automatic.
Company, it's not the right track. No, but they don't. And this is the problem with YouTube's copyright system. Anyone can throw around and abuse it. And sadly,
does he not understand that it's all automatic and that there's a system, so the claim goes through first and then I think someone reviews it after the fact? Or no, I think the claim goes through and then it's up to you to fire a counterclaim and then someone reviews it. But I think it's all automatic because YouTube can't just afford to have hundreds of thousands of employees dedicated to actually handling this system. So they just wait until someone files a counterclaim notification and then it does it. Who's going to pay all these people to go through it one by one, line by line or whatever, and actually claim by claim or whatever, Phil, huh?
What repercussions do I have besides saying, well, what I need to do is, number one, immediately delete every single podcast off my channel that's ever used the song, because
oh my god, you stupid son of a bitch. This man never learns. You know how they say like history is repeatable, it's cyclical, time is cyclical, history is cyclical, things just keep happening over and over again, and no one fucking ever learns their lesson and changes anything. It's all just happening over and over again. This dumbass. But my god, you are a stupid motherfucker, Phil. Look at that face right now. That's why I'm yelling to you. You dumb motherfucker. Oh my god. You had plenty of other options other than this. You know, like, my favorite saying from GTG, Golden Triangle Gaming, which you should totally check out if you haven't already, but I'm pretty sure we all know. Phil was always going to be the instrument of his own downfall. Give him enough rope and he's going to hang himself. And this is just another example of it, really. The worst detractor of Phil, is Dave, DSP. You dumb fucking idiot. We've been over this before. Why do you never learn anything? Because he claimed before that Machinima told me I should take these all down, all these videos down. Was it his pre-stream was also being struck? So it's like he keeps having issues with his pre-streams, right? And so he claimed Machinima told him to delete all those videos years and years back, right? And he did so, but Machinima never told him to actually do that. He did it himself as like a knee-jerk reaction to avoid any more trouble. And then he tried to blame it on Machinima after the fact. Right? So he tried to blame Machinima after the fact. by his dumbass knee-jerk reaction that he did, and that set him back so fucking far in the algorithm. It totally fucked his algorithm up, because now his channel's showing thousands of missing views that he once had. So that's total. And then he complained about it so fucking much after the fact. You know, after the fact, he's like, hold on, this man is so fucked. He is so fucked beyond. He doesn't even know what he did he? I was trying to find on Pig Go here where he had said in the past that he's like, the algorithm, I deleted these, Machinima told me to delete these videos, I deleted them, and then my channel got fucked by the algorithm. It was never put back in the algorithm again, and obviously I can't find it because he got rid of all of them. And I said, I'm like, obviously I was talking about this, but look at all these fucking videos he deleted. That's almost every single fucking level 1 podcast deleted, with the exception of like some random videos here. That's just him talking about the short, hit the algorithm. So many missing videos. He is so fucked. He doesn't learn his lesson. Like, why did he do this? You dumb motherfucker. Oh my god. So like, he's constantly repeating the same mistakes over and over and over again. He never learns from anything that happened in the past, and he's just the instrument to his own downfall. How many years has he been bitching about how his channel was cut out of prominence, failed in the algorithm for years and years because of those videos, quote unquote, Machinima told him to delete? It was such a bad thing that he blamed it on Machinima for that, and how it fucked up his channel royally. And now here he is again, repeating the same fucking thing, if not worse. This is worse. This is on a whole nother level than what he did before, because this constitutes so many more videos. So many more videos. Why am I caring? Why do I care so much? Phil, you're a fucking idiot.
To stop someone from immediately issuing more copyright strikes. The good news is these 2 strikes hit during my late stream tonight, and as soon as I finished the stream, I saw this and I went and sadly had to delete. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's true. I had to permanently delete every single episode of the Level 1 podcast since last summer that used that. I wanted to be safe, so I basically went all the way back to like July.
I wanted to be safe. This man has no brain, so we are looking at like a shell, like a walking cancer, right? So he doesn't have real brain, so he's just kind of like a shell, lump of flesh, bone, tissue, and like maybe a small little tumor. Like a small little lump of cancer kind of like substitute for like a brain, and it's just kind of pulling itself together. Did you back up any of those videos at all, Phil? Like, you're the one who's always going on and on about your legacy this, legacy that, whatever. How funny is it gonna be if he has to come to us, the detractors, and ask us if we have copies of his fucking Level 1 podcasts or whatever, or have to like, did I say this on this podcast? I don't know. And he'll have to hop on one of the detractors who was streaming that day to find out. Gee, it's kind of a shame now that you struck down Raw DSP and Dark Dave Mears now, isn't it? Since they could have had every single one of your podcasts up, and they weren't being struck down, were they? Well, they aren't up now, but how many? You got King Jad, who's doing the DSP bingo thing, right? So he restreams the podcast. You got Meerkat, who often restreams a lot of the Level 1 the pre-streams. You got quite a few people that still aren't, that still have channels today that restream your podcast, your pre-stream, whatever you want to call it, they still do that, and they haven't got a copyright strike. So if they haven't got a copyright strike, then it's probably not an actual music company that's doing it. So, which leads me back to my original theory that this is probably Superhound that's playing both sides of the fence, or someone else is playing both sides of the fence, and he doesn't actually want to take Phil down 100% with 3 copyright strikes, so he's only doing the 2. Because I really don't see, like, an actual detractor doing this, because if it was an actual detractor, he would have hit you for 3 copyright strikes, not 2. Why was it only 2, Phil? If it was an actual detractor and they actually wanted to take you down, it would have been 3 in rapid succession, like what happened to a lot of us. So, it's not a detractor. Now, he claims he backs up everything and he has, like, hundreds of, like, external hard drives with all his bullshit on. But how old are those external hard drives? Do you actually have backups of your stupid-ass podcast? All those
We're going to be hearing about this for years. Years. He's never going to shut the fuck up about this. And you know he's not going to blame himself. He's going to blame the detractors about this. It's not our fault this has happened, Phil. And it's not our fault you're too fucking stupid that you don't learn from your past mistakes and you repeat the same mistakes again and again. He, like, knee-jerks, doesn't think about what he's doing, and master-reads his own content again and again, which just keeps fucking up his own channel again and again. Honestly, at this point, you would probably have more success if you did jump over to DSP Reacts or KO Gaming at this point. You would probably have more success, because at least in the algorithm, like, that would probably do a lot better than DSP, because your DSP Gaming channel right now, from now till whenever, is going to be fucked in the algorithm. I can't wait to see how bad this channel is going to sink in the ground because of you, because you fucked it up. And I don't know why I'm caring so much, because I really don't. You brought this all upon yourself. But you know why I'm caring? Because he's going to blame us. He's going to fucking blame us.
months from now, when, like, he's still on here because his channel's not going anywhere. Because if it was, he would have already gotten a strike by now. Another one. No, it would have been 3 rapid succession strikes if it was a detractor. It's not. It's some third party who's probably fucking up both sides or just wants to make him sweat a little bit. But from them doing that, they cause Phil to be scared. And when Phil is scared, he doesn't think. And Phil just fucked up his own channel so fucking bad. Oh, you dumb motherfucker. And they actually are deleted. It's not just unlisted. You could have privated them. You could have unlisted them. Is it possible he privated them and not actually deleted them? I don't know. You can still go to the links and it says it's not available. So I don't know if that actually means it's permanently deleted. I don't know if that just means it's private. I hope for his sake that it's actually just privated and not actually permanently deleted. Because if he like legitimately actively permanently deleted hundreds of videos with tens of thousands of views accumulative, because I don't know exactly how many videos we're talking about, but it's probably hundreds of videos with on average maybe thousands of, like 1,000 views per video, maybe 1,000 to 700 views per pre-stream podcast, right? But that's hundreds of videos. So that's still a massive chunk of views that he's just pissing in the wind. He just pissed it away. And that's really going to fuck up your algorithm in ways that you still do not realize yet until you start seeing drastic, like, reduced income from YouTube and everything. My God, you dumb.
I basically went back to, like, I think there's 8 episodes left. You can only watch episodes 1 through 8 of the Level 1 podcast. That's it. The rest of them are gone.
And isn't he one who always bitches about his legacy? My legacy this, my legacy that. Apparently you don't give 2 shits about your legacy with how fast you are to quickly delete everything.
On, including today's episode, which most of you probably didn't even get to watch. Okay?
I'm sure we're missing out a lot there.
So if you're looking at DSP Gaming and you're wondering what the heck happened to the Level 1 podcast, I had to delete almost the entirety of
I had to. I have no choice.
That used that intro. Now, it's not the fault of the person who made the intro. They didn't use the track. It's not their fault.
They did.
It's not my fault. It's YouTube's copyright system and the very malicious person breaking the law trying to shut down DSP Gaming. I have 2 strikes. If I get 1 more, the channel will be suspended. And if I don't get a counter notification granted by YouTube for any of these, the channel could be terminated. This channel's been around for 13 years. 13 years. It's got all of my work for 13 years on it. I don't want...
Yeah, and you just fucked it up too, didn't you? You know, I'm not a mean-spirited person, right? I'm not. And I don't care why. I don't even know why I'm caring so much. Because I honestly think it would be hilarious if his channel actually did go away. But realistically, I don't think it's going away. I really don't. I hope I'm wrong. I actually do. I'm not advocating for anyone to do anything like that. I think it would kind of suck for him. But I really don't foresee his DSP gaming channel actually going down. I would think it would be really funny if it did go down, but it's probably not going to happen. And I almost want to bet that like he already did file the counter notifications while he was filming this and probably got at least one of them granted, but saw the opportunity he could take to milk this and get more money. And that's my cynical side, right? Saying like, oh, he probably already got one or two counter notifications claimed, so he is just like trying to use this as some money milking scam kind of thing. Because I'm pretty sure like it's not actually going anywhere, unfortunately.
I want to see it go away because someone is abusing YouTube's system, and there's apparently no defense against it. Now, just so you guys know,
now you care. You weren't caring before.
I went to a YouTube chat tonight. I talked to them for roughly 45 minutes. All right? Here is their response. There's nothing we can do. If you submit a counter notification, we should have someone look into it and determine whether or not it's valid or not. And if we still can't tell if it's valid or not, then you have to wait for the counter notification to go through. And if it goes through, then within, 2 weeks' time, the copyright strike will be removed from your channel. But that's a big if. What if YouTube can't determine if it's valid or not? What if YouTube is just
Cross
not doing
my
due diligence, which
arms.
it sounds like they're not. They already granted the false strikes, right? So what if they don't grant the counterclaims, right? Or what if someone tries to hit my channel with another false strike, which could very much happen.
They probably would have done it already at this point
Someone
if
could
that
hit
was
my
the
channel
case.
with another false strike for something. Now, I don't know what it would be, but they very well could try. And that could be
Probably
the
would
end
have
of
done it
DSP
already.
until I can get a counterclaim granted. So, this is
See, like, even if his channel went away, if any of his counterclaim notifications were granted, his channel would come back anyway. So, like, I don't see why he's freaking the fuck out here. Honestly, okay, so bear with me here, because I'm trying to focus. If his channel went down and then he did all the counterclaim notification, or counterclaims, and his counterclaims would then later on, like, went through, and his channel was reinstated, he would have been in a better position than he would be from his channel not being taken down, but by him deleting his pre-stream podcast. Does that make sense? If he did not delete the pre-stream podcast, right, he left them up and he just let his channel go down temporarily, and then he filed the counterclaim notifications like he was supposed to, and they got granted and they reinstated his channel, he would be in a much better position doing that than doing what he did by his channel not going down and him deleting all those videos, because he fucked himself in the long run. Future Phil is so fucked right now and he doesn't even realize it yet. He's gonna be like talking about this for years and years to come. He does not realize how fucked he is yet. He's gonna like
cry and bitch and blame the detractors every time. This is why I was running a successful business until you guys did this and this and this to me, because he's, in his mind, he's totally convinced this was a detractor doing this. But if it was a detractor doing this, they would have done 3 copyright strikes right in a row like that. But they didn't, so it's not a detractor that did this, and you were probably better off just letting
your channel go down temporarily and then having it come back up with the counterclaim notifications. But you fucked yourself because you don't think when you're panicking like that, and you repeated the same mistakes you did in the past, Phil.
absolutely ridiculous. I've done nothing wrong. I did not strike any of my haters or detractors with anything.
You struck at least 3 or 4 of them. What are you talking about?
YouTube system is so broken that they're acting like I did. And, well, they're acting like I'm doing things wrong on my channel. They're granting the false strikes against me. They're granting the false strikes against others, all right? So YouTube's impression is, we will not help you. I tried. Like I said, I had a 45-minute conversation with them today, and they eventually came back at the end and said, no, we're not going to do anything.
He wanted special treatment. He wanted special treatment. He was like, please, I'm not like those detractors that got strucken down who didn't have a whole lot of views or fans. I have over 200,000 subscribers. You can't do this to me. I want special treatment. That's what he was trying to do. He was probably talking this poor random guy in like India somewhere, probably talking his ear off about his 15-year legacy and bullshit. Guarantee you that's what he was doing, trying to get any kind of preferential treatment that he could possibly get.
You know what? Want to know what they told me? Here's actually a word for word what they told me.
Oh, I'm sure it's word for word.
Go seek legal help. That's what they told me. They said, these are our processes. If you don't feel
go seek legal help, Phil. Get a lawyer,
so I think
Phil.
I have to. At this point, and the thing is, do I have the money for that? No, I don't.
And here comes the scam. Did you have money to get the lawyer for a bankruptcy? Apparently you did. Why didn't you seek legal? So he doesn't seek legal help when, according to him and his story, someone stole his identity and stole over $9,000 from his accounts. This is according to him. He didn't call the cops or seek legal help then, but he's seeking legal help because of 2 copyright strikes that he got on his channel. Do you see how this doesn't add up? Do you see the lies? Like, Phil, like, if it were me and someone actually stole $9,000, I'd be running to the cops. And I hate cops. I'd still be running to the cops. I'd be running to the bank. I'd be running like, hey, file a police report. Doing all that shit. I'm not gonna go and sue YouTube and sue someone for a fucking copyright strike. Do you see why some of the detractors say his entire life is online? You can hurt him online in so many more ways than you can actually hurt him in real life. That's why no one goes to your house and fucks with you, Phil, because they can do it online. And that's what they're doing. Although I honestly don't think a fucking detractor did this. But, because if they did, again, your channel would be gone by this point. And it's not.
Do I really have the time for that? No, I don't.
But here's where the scam begins. Because he's like, he knows his channel's not, by this point in time while he's recording this, he knows his channel is not going to go down. He knows he can file the counterclaim notifications and probably get them to go away, the actual copyright strikes to go away, if he hasn't already done that. So yeah, he sees this as an opportunity to beg and get a bunch of free pity bucks from his dumbass followers. So he's gonna beg and make up the story about him actually having to go to court and sue someone over these false copyright strikes. But what he doesn't see or know is how much he fucked his own channel up in the process.
What else am I supposed to do?
Unless he was lying about that too and just privated them. And then that would be like the perfect scam. Because that way he wouldn't fuck his channel up and he'd be able to beg a bunch of dumbass dieheads that were going to give him money anyway to give him even more money. And so they'll rally together on Thursday and give him a shitload of money. And then they won't be able to give him any more money on Friday and Saturday. And then he'd be like, guys, my tips are really low on Friday and Saturday. Why is my tips so low? Because they rally together to give you money on Thursday. Because they're all the same people. They don't have unlimited funds. So they're going to rally together on Thursday. And then you're not going to get shit for tips for the next 3 or 4 days. You dumbass. So it's like, instead of getting your tips normally throughout like a spread out period of time, you're just going to get them all at once in the beginning of the week and have nothing for the rest of the week. And you're going to get, it's going to equal up to be the same amount, And was the scam really worth it? Probably not.
Someone is destroying my channel. They're trying to destroy my business. A 13-year running business, which I've never had issues with copyright.
No one cares about your legacy.
And they're trying to fool YouTube system to maliciously hurt my channel, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So
the same person probably.
I don't know how quickly I'll hear back from anyone. I'm going to reach out and hopefully hear back and have to maybe start a legal process. I don't even know what else to say.
Go to court, Phil.
I'm supposed to do. I've done.
I want to see this. I want to hear this court recording.
I've not even used the song. Your Honor. Using.
They struck down my videos.
It's not the company who owns the rights to it. It's not Universal Music Group.
So tell us who the company is then.
It's preposterous at every single step of the way. Now, one final thing. I hope that you've gotten this far through the video. If DSP Gaming goes away, because tomorrow's my day off, I'm taking my normal day off. I have to. I got other stuff.
Nothing will stop me from going on my normal day off. I have things to do, like keep Kat in the house while I run all the errands, not let her go out to do anything, and go out to eat, because God forbid I miss my going out to eat day, even though it's every single fucking day.
To do or whatever, okay? If DSP Gaming goes away tomorrow, I'm going to do my best to try to get the counter notification submitted. All right?
You already have. You already did it.
Hopefully.
Okay, if he's being honest here, right? Suppose he's being honest here. Why didn't you do those already before you made this video? Like, I can imagine a counter notification wouldn't take that long to fill out, right? So why, like, if you're telling the truth here and you didn't already do it, which in my opinion, you already fucking submitted those kind of notifications, you might have already gotten a reply back at this point already. But why didn't you already do that before you made this fucking video, Phil? What are you waiting for?
They'll go through and the channel will come back. Now, in the meantime, I will still have access to my other YouTube channels. DSP Reacts still exists, still will be working fine.
Still sucks.
My old channels, like KO Gaming, still exists, still will be working fine. So in the meantime, if that means we have to go over to those channels and do content on there instead of DSP Gaming, I guess that's what I have to do. Now, obviously, that...
And at this point, that would not be ban evasion either, because he wasn't banned from DSP Gaming. He was just copyright stricken, and that does not carry over to other YouTube channels. So I'm pretty sure that would not be ban evasion either.
That's awful. I don't have nearly the viewer base or subscriber base on those channels that I do on DSP Gaming, right? So that's going to hurt a lot. I'm probably going to get a big dip in...
But what are you talking about, Phil? You have... The people who followed you on Twitch came over to YouTube and followed you on YouTube, and they're going to follow you to KO Gaming or DSP Reacts, which they probably already have, because the same people who follow you on DSP Gaming went over to DSP Reacts and also followed you and probably became a member over there too, because you wanted to double dip from the same audience. It's all the same fucking people. So guaranteed they will follow you wherever the fuck you want to go. So I don't know why you're complaining. It's the same fucking people. They're going to follow you no matter what.
Views, I'm probably going to get a big dip in support, quite frankly, and that's going to hurt me. But what did I do? Nothing. I did nothing wrong. And I'm being punished as if I did something wrong. I did check with YouTube on this, and they did answer, yes, you can do that. They said the channel in question being hit with copyright strikes is the only channel affected. If you have other YouTube channels and other content, you can still create content on those channels, no problem. I guess the only time you can't do that is if you outright violate YouTube's terms of service. Like, let's say you were doing heinous things on a YouTube channel, and YouTube deemed this is not within our terms of service, we're terminating your channel. And then you had other channels and you tried to post content there, then that's a violation. That's called ban evasion, you see. Then they'll basically terminate all your channels. But from what I'm being told, I talked to YouTube about this, and they said, you know, you should...
Yeah, but it would still be kind of funny if you lost, if your DSP Gaming channel actually did get shut down and you lost all that gameplay. Because can you admit, he's having trouble finding the time and the location to upload that, like, dumbass Final Fantasy 13 LP that he did, like, decades back. And he's like, well, I don't want to flood your inbox with subscriptions by uploading all these Final Fantasy 13 Let's Plays that I did a long time ago, guys. But can you fucking imagine what he would do to his audience if he tried to mass upload all of his past Let's Plays to a different YouTube channel? That would be fucking hilarious. He goes to DSP Reacts or KO Gaming and just tries a mass upload of every single fucking hundreds of thousands of videos that he has. Do you know how long that would take? That's why I kind of think it would be interesting and funny if DSP Gaming actually did get shut down, because that is a huge drop. That is a huge fucking drop in the amount of ad revenue he would be getting. Because, like, he likes to hand wave it away that he's not getting a whole lot of ad revenue, but with all the fucking videos he has on DSP Gaming, he does get quite a bit in fucking ad revenue. So he would be losing a lot of money. And that would also be funny. It would be more funny, in my opinion, to see him try to re-upload those videos somewhere else. That would be fucking hilarious, in my opinion. But it's not going to happen anyway. But still.
You should still be able to create content on your other YouTube channels. Okay? I hope this is true. I hope that they weren't lying to me. This is what they told me today, again, in YouTube chat. So that's that. If the worst comes to pass and DSP Gaming gets shut down for these false strikes,
crossing my fingers,
of me trying to get counter notifications issued, I'm going to be using.
Why haven't you done that
DSP
process
Reacts
already?
And maybe KO Gaming, an older channel, in order to make content. I'm not gonna put gameplay on DSP Reacts, but we could do some React content and pair that off, probably with content over on KO Gaming or something. We'll see. Now, worst case scenario, if what YouTube is telling me was not true, which would be really messed up, then we're going to have to try other alternate means. I might have to return back.
None of this from this point forward is ever going to happen anyway. So he's not going back to Twitch. I really don't think he's going to. Because given the amount of shit he gets away with here on YouTube now, like, he's gotten used to that. And then he would have to go back to Twitch, which has even stricter rules and community guidelines. He wouldn't last very long going back to Twitch without getting struck down again. So even if he was in an affiliate or partner program, he would still say something that would go against the terms and services. So he's not going anywhere else. He's staying on YouTube.
Back to Twitch temporarily. Now on Twitch, I'm not in any kind of a program.
It would be funny, but I don't see that happening.
So I might have to temporarily just stream there for a little bit, hoping for the best, and then I'm probably going to have to look into third-party options. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to go to these other places. People have told me about, I guess, places like they're called Kick or Rumble or something like that. I don't want to do that. I've been on YouTube since 2008. I've built a community from the ground up for 14 plus. This is my 15-year anniversary this year. We're going to have a big celebration in September to celebrate 15 years of Dark Side Phil, right? How is it fair that someone is breaking the law, lying, and I'm being punished for it?
How is it fair when Snort Brunel and Super Crazy and they all got their channels taken down?
Like I always have.
Or when Anleek got his channel taken down, huh? How is that fair?
Everything. So obviously, if this channel goes away, check out my Twitter at TheyCallMeDSP. Check out my other channels, which hopefully
they said Twitter was stupid and useless.
Check them all out, and hopefully, we'll be able to continue on. If YouTube lied to me, and the other channels go away too, I'll tell you what's going on Twitter. And
that would be funny.
What we'll have to do is go over to Twitch temporarily, and then try out other services. Do a stream on these other services and see how they work, and go from there.
What a Facebook gaming, Phil.
Hopefully, I can get the YouTube issue cleared up. Again, I am reaching out to a lawyer to hopefully talk to someone about this.
No, you're fucking not. Shut the fuck up. You're not going and seeing a lawyer.
Money and time.
You're not gonna sue anyone.
If I need help, I'm gonna let you know. If I need to even.
Oh, I'm sure you'll let us know. Probably tomorrow.
How am I supposed to protect my business when YouTube is granting false claims all over the place? They're granting false claims in my name, and now it sounds like they're granting other false claims against me too. What am I supposed to do? Maybe the lawyer will have answers. Maybe the lawyer will be able to contact YouTube and get it all cleared up. I don't know.
No, they won't. You're not going to talk to a fucking lawyer.
I don't know how long it'll be.
Oh my gosh.
But, for me to even hear back from someone and get the ball rolling on something like this. And this is all happening in real time, like 2 strikes hitting
He's gonna sue
during my
YouTube.
late stream, and now the channel's in jeopardy of being shut down when I've done absolutely nothing wrong.
You
So
say
guys,
that
I'm
every
sorry. I
time
don't
you've
like
done
bringing you this
something
kind of
wrong,
news. I'm
Phil.
literally
Every
sitting here
time.
clicking refresh over and over, just seeing if I'm going to
He-
be hit with a third false strike.
He is so scared right now. He is terrified. I'm clicking refresh over and over. Phil, didn't this happen like a year or 2 ago also? You should be used to this by now. Your channel's not going anywhere. You're gonna get it resolved. You'll look back on this and laugh or whatever. But like, why are you panicking so much when the same thing happened like a year or 2 ago? He is so scared right now. Huh. And I really do hope he actually I do and I don't. But yeah, I do. I don't. Yeah, fuck you, Phil. I I really do hope you did actually delete all those fucking pre-stream podcast videos, because if you actually did delete those, you so fucked yourself more than any copyright strike will ever fucking
But
do.
you guys are going to look and say, what happened to all the podcasts? I had to delete them because someone is successfully issuing false copyright claims against me for something I did not do. And so obviously it's safer to just delete those videos than to risk getting hit with a strike that would shut down the channel. I hope nothing happens over the course of the next day. I hope when I come back on Thursday, the channel is still here and we can do business as usual. All right. In fact, I'm not even going to do a daily wrap today. What's the point? This is going to be my video for the end of the day because there's really nothing else to talk about. This is more important than anything. So I'll let you know. Please, again, on Twitter if I have to, right? Or on the other channels if I have to. Hopefully YouTube didn't lie to me and the other channels will still be around to share information with you guys. If not, then we got to do other means. Probably Thursday, completely different. You know, we were going to do Street Fighter 6 demo. Maybe we're not. Maybe I do a random Twitch stream and we see what happens, right?
You're not doing that.
Or I investigate, I talk with you guys on a stream somewhere else and we talk about other options. Again,
Better get your black begging shirt out, Phil. It's been too long.
It's great and amazing and chill. It's unfair that I'm being treated like this, or anyone would be treated like this. It's not.
Oh yeah,
fair
you
at
got to
all.
change it around now. So
YouTube's
anyone's changed, not
to
just
fix this,
me.
and they will not help. They've outright refused. They told me to get a lawyer, basically. So that's what I'm working on. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Hopefully, fingers crossed, nothing further happens. But yeah, this channel is very much at risk, and it might disappear in the next 24 to 48 hours before I even have a chance to come back. Hopefully not. I hope I can still be here for you guys this coming Thursday and make content like usual. We'll hope for the best. Okay, guys? All right. Thank you all for watching. And I'm going to have a day off tomorrow like I was supposed to. And I hope to see you all on Thursday. Sound good? Thank you all. Be safe. Hopefully see you soon. And if not, you'll know where to go. Twitter, Twitch. In the meantime, until we figure something else out. All right, guys? Thank you. Have a good night.
You dumbass. Well, that was something. So what's the over-under that he actually deleted those channels? Maybe 40% chance that he actually deleted them. 60% chance that he didn't. And he's probably just going to come back on Thursday and stream like normal and everything's going to be fine. And nothing's really going to happen. But you see, like, he goes from like normal to like complete panic in like 2 seconds. He has no build up to panic. It's just switch on, 100% panic, delete, freak out, emergency video before you even look into it or anything. Oh, I was talking to YouTube like for 45 minutes. Yeah, and you were probably begging for preferential treatment, you know? I'm like, why didn't you submit those counter notification claims before making the video? Which he probably did anyway, but more drama, I guess, you know? More videos to make, more things to laugh at. And again, like, if he actually did delete those videos, he fucked himself. And I don't really know why I care. I really don't. I think I'm more in awe of the stupidity, if that makes sense. It's like, how does this not feel familiar to you, Phil? You've had copyright strike issues in the past. You've deleted videos that you regretted later on that you've said at length, ad nauseum, that it was a mistake to do so, and then you blamed it on the detractors, and that it fucked your channel up in the algorithm, and then you do the same fucking thing again? And then you're gonna blame us for all this when there's literally no proof that a detractor did any of this. Zero proof. And you refuse to name the company that is doing the claims. If you gave us the company that is doing the claims, we could look it up, probably find out who's actually doing it, unlike you, who can't look anything up, because I almost guarantee you it's not an actual detractor that did this. If it was a detractor that did this, let's go. Yeah, because your channel's still up, dumbass. I was just watching it. It's right here. It's still here. So obviously it's not a detractor that did it. It's not a detractor that did it, because if it was, your whole channel would be gone by now. Because a lot of detractors don't like you, Phil. A lot of detractors would do what they can to get rid of your actual channel. Or at least some of them would. Yeah, I can't believe he actually did it. Or he privated them, which is probably what he actually did, was just private them. But if he did private them, you could still go to his Twitter where he posts the links. Because remember, on his Twitter, every single day, he posts a link to his pre-stream saying, hey guys, the stream has started now, right? And he posts the links there. So if someone actually is doing this, which again, I don't think a detractor is doing this, but if some detractor out there is actually doing this, he could go to Phil's Twitter, collect every single link from his pre-stream podcast that he posts on there, and if his actual videos are privated and not deleted, he could still do file copyright strikes on those links. Because if those links are still private and not deleted, they would still count towards a copyright strike. So someone could do that. And at the end of the day, all of this, again, comes down to one single problem that Phil is constantly doing. He's constantly making this one problem, or constantly causing this one problem to happen over and over and over again, and it's all stems from him being greedy. And that problem is relying on content that he did not make. He could have stopped he could have prevented all of this from happening. The content copyright strikes this time around, the copyright content strikes from years ago, the copyright, because there's so many copyright content strikes that he gets, and it's always on content that someone makes for him, because he relies on free content handouts from other people. And almost always he is fucked because of those. But God forbid he spends $10 to $20, goes on Fiverr, and has someone make like a 30-second to 1 minute video opening for his pre-stream podcast, pays him like $10-20 or whatever. And then he owns that content, because if you pay someone for a commission, you yourself then own that content because you paid for it. So no one could ever strike you down with a copyright strike for that content, because you could show them your receipt and be like, hey, look, I paid for it. Okay, well, we can't actually copyright strike you down because you own that content at that point. Or you could just make an opening yourself. How hard is it to just make a stupid little opening yourself for your pre-stream podcast? Not that hard. But because he's constantly making this mistake of relying on submitted content for his stuff, because he's too lazy and too greedy to pay someone or to do it himself, he is constantly hurting himself in the process of it. He's always hurting himself over and over again. And then he panics and hurts himself even further by like tanking his channel even more, to the point where if he actually did delete those YouTube pre-stream podcasts, he might as well just fucking go to KO Gaming or DSP Reacts, because DSP Gaming is going to be dead in the water and the algorithm's going to lower that fucking recommendation so fucking low, it's going to be buried upon all the detractor content. And this all stems back on Phil. This all falls back on him. Even if it was a detractor that did this, right? It still falls back on him, because like I said before, he probably would have been in a better position if he didn't delete those videos. But this is just really stupid. Because he keeps making the same mistakes over and over again. Because at the end of the day, he's constantly repeating his own mistakes. And he's too stupid to realize he's the one causing these mistakes. By being lazy, by being greedy. Like, Phil, just do it yourself. Or pay someone to do it. If you did not pull on that WWE Champions one time, saved that 110 pull or whatever, skipped that 1 5-star or 6-star Hogan or whatever, and actually paid someone to do a little brief introduction for you, you would never have to worry about copyright strikes, dude. Not from that, because you paid someone to use their content, because you would own that content then. But no, you're gonna keep making the same mistakes, and it's probably gonna happen again. Because that's the nature of being on YouTube, my dude. It's copyright strikes. And nothing is going to come of it. Well, eventually it will. Like, weeks and weeks and maybe months from now, he's going to notice his channel slipping in the algorithm a lot. But until then, his channel's not going anywhere. He's not going to jump over to Twitch. He's definitely not going to, like, Cozy TV or DLive or any of that shit. There's no way in hell he would go there. Facebook Gaming, yeah, okay. He's not going anywhere. But yeah, I bored you enough, and I'm sorry. Couldn't quite think of what I was talking about earlier, but anyway, I digress. See y'all later.